I do want to take a little bit of a different lens to this idea. And, we're talking about automation, and certainly within this group. And, Josh, you mentioned in your introduction that you work with a lot of heavily compliant organizations. And I want to touch on this idea of compliance a little. And I'm going to come to you, Valur, first to talk about how automating the front office processes can support compliance within your organization from that lens.
Okay, so actually there's two paths here. Well, three things I wanted to point out. One is when you have agent assist and you're in this financial situation that claims, anything where there is a compliance component, then there are forms that can be pre-filled out based on the customer information, pulling it from the CRM, pulling it from whatever they might have filled out themselves on the web, and getting that accurately populated on the document for the agent, so the agent can wrap it up and make sure that anything that goes out, is all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted. Now, the other bit too is using speech analytics, where text to speech actually identifies when the agent is reading that compliance component, or now that you've agreed to these terms, A, B, and C there, that they say all those things. And there's technologies out there that will actually ping the agent to say, look, you forgot to tell them about, the 20%, surcharge if they don't pay their bills on time or whatever it might be. So there's huge opportunity for things to get populated correctly every single time, because you don't want any errors in there, and also to remind the agent that, you needed to say these things, and this call is not going any further unless these things are said. One other thing regarding compliance, I just kind of wanted to point out, especially here in Europe, is where you're actually looking for vulnerable people, and so using speech analytics and contact analytics, and actually identifying if your company is compliant in the sense of identifying that this person said, "Oh, I'm really sad. I haven't talked to anybody in 10 months, and I can't pay my bills." Popping that up as a vulnerable customer, and make sure you're compliant and getting that customer the help that they need from that standpoint as well, which is another area of compliance that is not talked about that much.